Gigabyte. They don't want Jackie to play Morgana whatsoever.
No Rise ban.
No Rise ban. Yeah, there's still Rise on the table for Gigabyte. But then again, Curse could play Rise themselves since they do have first pick. No, Vladimir. They're favoring Vladimir instead. Malphite rounding out the ban from Curse, and Shin rounding out the ban from Gigabyte, even though they had really nothing to fear of that Shin.
He's always a terror, though. You know, like, they had control of him. The 1v2 went really well for them, but what if it hadn't? What if Shen had actually gotten some farm? He could have been a major split push presence. He could have actually, you know, had map control to back up his split pushing, so he wouldn't be at risk of dying and having to ult just to, you know, not die.
Yeah, which
Elements
we saw.
has picked up Vladimir, most likely going to be used on Westrice. So Westrice with Vladimir is a really solid pick. He's very good at him.
He's way more comfortable with Vladimir than Shen.
Than Shen. And one thing to know is that I'd say Vladimir is a better 1v2 character than Shen, just because his sustain is a bit more reliable when used from a distance. Shen, you know, Vorpal Blade's awesome, but you have to get the auto attack followed up. And I think when you use it to last hit, it's a reduced heal, only 1/3, so it's not that good, actually. But Vladimir, you know, transfusion, always a huge pain.
Yeah, most definitely. And in Tides of Blood, Hemoplague, the entire kit of Vladimir is pretty scary, especially when it comes to a big team fight. The first two pickups from Gigabyte are going to be Graves, which we saw very effective first game, and Maokai as well. Curse picking up the Sona, or hovering over it at least. Haven't locked it in just yet, but they absolutely got destroyed by an AoE team comp of Gigabyte. If you didn't watch that first game, skip to almost the very end, and you will see perfect team comp coordination from Gigabyte. It was beautiful. It was Rumble. It was Graves. It was Sona.
Rise AoE was being
Even
used
Rise
effectively.
AoE was being used effectively. It was a beautiful last engage, and I mean top 10 from my book, 100% from this tournament so far.
And Sona was a lot of that. So by picking up the Sona, they denied that just huge AoE cluster coming out from Wii. And Graves, he's an AoE burst AD, so he doesn't have that reliable CC. Lulu being picked up by Gigabyte, though, they could go for what they did before, which is, you know, do a 2v1 and then push like crazy. Lulu and Graves combined is some of the best pushing power in the game.
Yeah, just because she has that line shot Glitter Lance, really good. It doesn't clear the waves, you know, when you're support, but it doesn't matter because Graves Buckshot will finish them off. We could see a potential Corki Sona lane again. Not again. The first game it was Corki Soraka, but Corki Sona is still very scary. That's a lot of range burst potential that you have to worry about. And there you go, Jackie potentially locking in the Rise. The thing, it looks like Curse saw the strength of Rise and Sona in that first game, and they were like, we're just going to pick it ourselves. You know, we don't need to ban it, but if we can play it, then they don't get it. I mean, that's obvious.
That's actually something Curse tends to do, and I like it. They will see something that works, even if it's played by someone else. They'll be like, yo, let's do it ourselves. So the Rise worked. Jackie, a great Rise player, is like, all right, let's just use him because we know we can flash and be aggressive. Sona worked very well. Elements of good Sona. It's like, just take elements from the opponent's strategy that works and apply it yourself.
Yeah, and see if they can do it to maximum efficiency here. The last pick out from Calmei is going to be an AP mid, I would assume, unless it's an AP mid.
Ziggs.
Lulu.
I'm saying Ziggs.
Ziggs.
I want to see. There's not going to be Ziggs.
Oh, you think Messiah's going to play Ziggs?
No, I don't. But I want them to play Ziggs.
We'll see what Messiah picks up. We've seen him play. I saw him play an amazing Vladimir yesterday.
Zyra is actually not banned out.
She is not banned out. Do they want to try their hand at Zyra? Do they want to take a page out of Curse's playbook we saw game one? It didn't work very effectively for Curse, but perhaps, Anivia. I like that against Rise.
That's
I like
an
that
amazing
a lot
character against Rise. So Rise, what you want to do is Rise, if you want to be aggressive, is, you know, rush up, use your Overload, then Rune Prison, you know, spam your spells. That's what you do as Rise. Anivia, just because of her high burst damage in the wall, if Rise ever tries to trade with her, he will lose. He just takes more damage in response. Anivia walks away or flies away. Yeah. Very calm, very happy, and a great team comp coming out from Gigabyte, running Anivia, Maokai, Graves, Lulu, Aurelia. Curse will be Sona, Skarner, Corki, Vladimir, and Rise.
Yeah, I like the good thing about the Anivia versus Rise matchup that favors Anivia, if you ask me, is just the fact that her Q is such a long range. Her Q flies like it goes the distance. And with that, she'll be able to zone out a lot of Rise's spells. You know, Rise's spell range isn't that much. You know, he has to kind of get in there to Rune Prison and follow the Rune Prison by all of his entire spell combo. So if Anivia is able to effectively land her Q followed up by her E, which deals double damage when the target is chilled, which, hey, guess what? The Q applies. So does the ultimate.
The ultimate, too, yeah.
She is an icy bird, with an icy heart.
When Ryze walks up, guess what? The ultimate will be laid down. He has to walk through that just to get anywhere near her. It's a great matchup for Anivia, and these are just really solid picks coming out from Gigabyte. And, you know, I like Curse's team comp too. I'd say a little weaker in lane, but it's still Ryze, it's still Vladimir, it's still a lot of possible damage. Not much hard CC, but lots of just, you know, quick AoE, we will kill you damage.
Well, we saw Samefish's Skarner in the first game. He had some good plays. He had a one specific play where he was able to get a pull onto Sona while Gigabyte was pressuring the tier 2 bot turret, and Nyjack was able to follow up with a brilliant Zyra combo. Just brought her down 100-0 instantly. But other than that, I wasn't thoroughly impressed, I would say, with Samefish's jungle Skarner.
He never really had a chance to get going because, you know, the turret started falling so quickly, the pressure started getting applied just really early, and Skarner, while he does have good early damage, he doesn't have that great team fight presence. Game has started though, so let's go ahead and transition to that. We can go ahead and see those cool skins. Red Baron Corky being used by Top.
But again, this is going to be Team Wii versus Curse. This is game 2. Team Wii took the first game. This is loser's bracket. So if Team Wii takes the second game off Curse, Curse will be knocked out of this tournament, and Wii will advance. Again, Wii is a heavy favorite to take this tournament, knocked down to the loser's bracket by the very surprising and strong Team Legion, coming in here with a sub in their AP mid and Wild Turtle. They don't have Prolly, their normal AP mid player, but he has been playing really, really well. Everyone in this tournament so far is in tip-top shape, and you guys should be excited for a lot more League of Legends actions coming up over the next few hours. But will we see an early engage here? Will we see level 1? Graves actually not standing in that brush, opting to stand right in front of it, but here we go. The ward from Curse will spot them, pressuring into the blue jungle. Oh, is Curse going to take advantage of this? Did they realize?
30 seconds.
I do
The
not
ward
know.
is down, so Curse does know that Wii is there. They go ahead on Wii, they place the ward, they back up, they know that area is warded out. They actually might be going for an invasion.
They want to go to that red
Wii's
buff.
going.
They want to go to that red buff. Will they run into Wii, though? That is the question. No wards out for either team in this jungle, so all of this is going to be blind. What is going to happen? Is Wii going to walk into this brush? Will they? Skarner actually walks out and gets seen by Wii. Wow, that was very, very unfortunate because that I imagine that would have been a first blood for Curse right there, but Skarner spoiling it. Saint, it may have just been one of those pathing errors where like you try to go more forward in the brush and someone's already there, so you kind of come out and go back in. But that is so unfortunate for Curse right there. Wii was on track for face checking that brush. They could have thrown a sapling, of course. You know, you can't ever really be sure, but it looked like they were going straight into that brush.
And the thing is, these level 1 team fights, it's not necessarily about having like better CC or just better AoE. It's about getting all of your auto attacks and damage onto one person. We do have a blue steal coming out from Gigabyte, but Curse knows this, so they're just going to do it in response. And actually, another top lane swap with bot lane coming out from Curse. They've been doing this, I believe, every game. Every single game I've seen Curse play, they've swapped lanes.
Yeah, bot lane is now top lane is now bot lane, jungle is now mid, everything is crazy. Flipped upside down and every way around right now. Graves is going to clear out that camp, make sure he gets the new timer on that blue buff, considering that Samefish's did leave one of the small minions. But Graves is there to clean up, pick up Samefish's mess. Actually, Messiah delaying his auto attack to flap those wings just a hair more. Always funny to use that stop command. While your auto attack, there you go, got it.
If she does it enough, Nibia will actually fly out of the game.
She will fly out of the game, and she won't be a factor anymore. And that would be a big advantage for Curse if Anivia just flew away to nurse her babies. Go eat some worms and vomit back into their mouths.
Like ice worms, though.
Ice worms, yeah, that's exactly what it'd be. This turret, it's at half health, dog. The flash equilibrium strike from Calmi.
That was probably a mistake.
That was a misplay.
Or a really offensive flash.
The most offensive flash that actually didn't really do anything. Not good.
No.
But still, you know, he's going to be able to sit in his tower, hopefully farm. But, I mean, who knows how long that tower will be there, let's be quite honest.
It's already down to half HP.
It's at half HP. So far, WX and IF have not been able to push to the turret. They're playing a little bit differently, you know. IF doesn't look like she's using the Glitter Lance to push the creeps or the buckshot from Graves. Are they trying out a different strat, or are they just not doing it just yet? Are they waiting? Are they you know, kind of
Well, she does have points in a Glitter Lance. I think they're going to try and build up a huge wave. Like, look at all the creeps that are building up down there. When that reaches the turret, it will be able to do quite a bit of damage. Top lane, though, Maokai has shown up. They're looking for a gank because this turret is going to go down incredibly quickly. Aurelia does have the experience that he might be able to set something up.
Will we get a gank in response? There's a Blade Surge. Eagle Strike stun on Elements. The Arcane, the Twisted Advance will actually bring Maokai very, very far, but Elements falls. First blood right there. Now Cop, can he pick up a kill while he dies? Will he go down? Yes! Irelia goes down to Cop, and now Cop with Maokai hot in pursuit. He gets the Twisted Advance off and the Arcane Smash, and that is going to be a 2-for-1 exchange in the favor of Gigabyte. But here comes Skarner down bot. He is double buffed, only level 3. No pull just yet. He is waiting to get level 6, but this is exactly what you said. You know, you see Gigabyte built up a giant wave and is now pushing that bot turret right now. But Westrice really, really effective at wave clear. You know, he's got Tides of Blood. He's got the transfusion.
Actually,
he doesn't have the Tides of Blood yet. He actually only has a Sanguine Pool right now, but still.
Skarner showing up was actually awesome because, you know, they saw him in the bush. He knew it was warded, and he wasn't there to actually start a fight. He was there to make sure that Gigabyte would not feel confident pushing.
No. And it may have been the case that Westrice probably got Sanguine Pool second, very, very defensively. You know, he was probably worried about a gank, or he got it to facilitate the gank from Skarner. Maybe Saint was like, hey, I'm coming down in 20 seconds. Take Sanguine Pool over Tides of Blood because it is a big AoE slow, and it helps a lot as far as ganks are concerned. But St. Fishes, we will see a 2-on-2 engage right here. Who will be the victor here? There's a Twisted Advance onto Jackie. The knockup does not land the Arcane Smash, but YJTM will fall to the Ignite. Jackie, goes down to the E from Anivia, and now Anivia is in a bad place, but she still has her egg. Here comes Aurelia down. Will she be able to get the stun off? She gets the slow onto the egg. It's not going anywhere, but it doesn't really matter. She does go down, and now St. Fishes and Elements pressuring out Calmy. Will he fall underneath his own turret? Will they tower dive this? The damage from Elements is just not quite enough to take down Calmy, and he will live to fight another day. But still, Anivia and Jackie both falling, both AP mids being taken down in that fight, as well as a Maokai.
And as that happens, guess what? Corki's up in the top lane. Now he's pressuring that turret. He might be able to push it. Westrice in the bot lane will have to back up. Has almost no HP and is at great risk of dying. His heal is on cooldown. So both turrets being taken out by both teams at the same time. A much stronger start coming out from Curtis just because they're equal in kills. They both took turrets at the same time, so no clear advantage.
Yeah, it looks like bot tier 1 will fall right there. Gigabyte WX just putting the last finishing touches on that masterpiece. And now Jackie is in his own jungle running through the tri-brush, trying to make his way back to mid lane. Nivea is already in mid lane. St. Fish and Element's going to recall. You got Berserker's Greaves and Doran's Blade right now on Corki. Graves has yet to go back. He does have 43 CS, about 12 CS up on that Corki, but he has no kills. He also has no deaths, though, which is also a very important thing.
Not bad, not bad. You know, in the 1v2 situation, it's very possible just to get Tower Dove. You know, if we'd had Maokai come down to that bot lane, the Sanguine Pool on Vladimir doesn't actually disengage the root, so he would still get rooted even if he tried to Sanguine Pool in response. So they have a lot of kill potential on the Vladimir, but, you know, he stayed safe enough not to die. Did have to use heal, though.
Absolutely. And Vladimir goes back. He does purchase a Doran's Shield and an Amplifying Tome. That Doran's Shield, it's not the most used Doran's item. You know, the rings and blades seem to be very, very, very heavily favored. But why is that? I mean, why isn't Doran's Shield as wanted, I suppose, as the blades and rings?
Most people build up for, you know, the effects on items or the early damage from the Doran's rings and Doran's blades items. So those blades, you know, great damage, great fighting potential early on. The shield, you know, it's a chunk of HP. You don't really do a lot with it. But Vladimir, because he's in the 1v2 situation so much, he needs all that extra HP just to not die. And Vladimir, of course, does get extra AP based off his bonus HP.
Yeah, that Crimson Pact is very, very strong. So a Doran's Shield, a great pickup there for Westrice. It'll let him stay in lane just a hair longer in addition to his already built-in sustain. He does go and ward the river. But this is going to be a 3-man push up top. St. Fishes and Rise are taking blue buff right now. I'm sure they will transition up here as well. But will it be in time? Will this tower fall? Here comes St. Fishes. May see Aurelia down here. They do have a ward. Gigabyte does have a ward in that brush, so they're going to spot St. Fishes here. There's the shield to increase his move speed. The Hemoplague does come down, hitting WX and If right now. Lulu may go down here. Definitely goes down there. Actually, there was nothing she could do about that. Absolutely obliterated by Jackie. Using the move speed from his ultimate. Will he catch up for a Rune Prison on Graves? Graves does get Rune Prison and ulted by Skarner. Graves falls. That Scorpion Sting does indeed hurt.
And unfortunately, the ward that they had for Gigabyte wasn't actually in range to spot the incoming Skarner, the incoming Rise. It was very defensive, but not actually in a position far enough to respond when you're pushed up like that. So Messiah's actually been holding the bot lane, so it's been no one versus no one mid lane, the 3v1 top and the 2v1 bottom. So Messiah with that Anivia is actually great at a 1v2 just because he can clear waves so easily and from such a long distance.
Yeah, the scariest thing in these past 2 games so far is definitely Rise. You know, he's been doing a lot for either team. We saw him on Gigabyte Messiah in the first game and now Jackie in the second game. Those Rune Prisons are absolutely crucial to winning.
Flash Rune Prison, just using the ultimate for the move speed as we saw in that last chase. Ryze can close distance, and it's guaranteed to land, and it is a very strong CC. Just because it's not a skill shot doesn't mean it's weak. It's still, when you get hit by it, it's still going to root you for about, let's see, 0.75 seconds? No, actually I think it's still rank 1. So it's not a long CC, but you're caught out of place. You cannot flash. You cannot do anything to escape.
0.7. Did you? I think it looked like you just looked at.
Yeah, it was
Graves'
0.75.
0.75, really?
I did not know it was that short at level 1.
That's pretty short. But it scales, of course. It gets stronger
I
and
believe
stronger.
up to 2 seconds.
Messiah will spot Nijaki with this ward. Gigabyte going for an early dragon at the 9.5-minute mark. Who will it go to? Cop using his rockets to try and poke the enemy team. That big one dealing lots of damage to If and WX. But here comes St. Vicious. Does he have his ultimate up? Yeah, he does not actually have his ultimate up. He does have his flash. I don't know if Gigabyte is aware. They may not know the exact timer on his ultimate. They did see him use it up top against the Graves. But it looks like that's just a fight, even with or without an ultimate, that they don't want to have right now.
Well, If is not even level 6 yet, so they don't have a Lulu ultimate, but Sona, being played by Elements, has hit 6. That crescendo, if they use it well in a team fight, well, we saw what it could do last game when Gigabyte obliterated Curse off the face of Summoner's Rift. So there's a lot of fight potential coming out from Curse right now. They're a bit ahead, and they're respecting that. They're playing very cautiously, very safely. Yeah,
and that's the thing about a lot of Asian teams I see. When they take those advantages, when they get ahead, they're still so passive, So I'm interested to see here, being down 2k gold, being down 2 kills, or 1.1k gold rather, being down 2 kills, will them being like passive, will they continue to be passive, or will they take the risks necessary to get back into this game?
And that's one of those questions people ask all the time. It's like, all right, when you're behind, you need to take risks, but you can't actually fight that many fights because you're so far behind, so you can't take risks.
Yeah.
It's this big conundrum, and most people, they'll be able to deal with it, but it's always a huge issue at the tournament. Actually, if being caught out, if you got to fly away on your broomstick, the slow does land from West Rice. Actually, if gets out of there with the flash and the speed up from transmogrification.
Yeah, and that speed up is really, really awesome. But there's a flash rune prison again from Nijaki, trying to lock down Messiah, but he will walk away with just an ignite taking on him, trying to melt him a little bit, because that Cryo Phoenix will live to see another day right now. Curse, pressuring the dragon. Something they want to do. The Sapling will spot all 5 members of Curse in that brush, and now if Maokai, Anivia, and Aurelia are here, Graves is down bot, so the team could go for a nice little pinch maneuver here, and the Flash Frost will land on Element, stunning him and Westrice in place, but no follow-up there from Gigabyte yet.
If that fight had happened, it would determine just the rest of the game, and actually that's going to be the case. If a fight breaks out now, this will change the course of the rest of the game if it's not completely even.
What is going to happen here? Gigabyte pinging around, clearing wards. Oh, there's an Oracles on both teams. Both junglers have picked one up. What's going to happen here? Curse, that Cyberling will spot all of them trying to go to that Dragon Brush. Gigabyte here. Curse has no wards on Dragon. They have a ward just north of it. Now they put a ward in the Dragon Pit, but they see that it started. What's going to happen here? It's going to be the exact same thing. Cop's just going to poke away with rockets, and then Gigabyte's going to run away. It looks like that is the case. St. Vicious does have his ultimate up. He's looking. He's waiting. He is prowling right around the other side of that wall. He does not have flash right here. They do not see Gigabyte right now. They see 0 members of them. They know the Sapperling's there, so they know Maokai's there. St. Fish is sitting on a ward with that Oracles. He doesn't see it. Is it right around the corner? What's happened? It's in a blind spot, apparently. St. Fish is actually pulling Messiah back into the team. He still has his egg. Will Curse be able to burst through it? There's the Vengeful Maelstrom mitigating a lot of damage for Gigabyte, but Maokai forced the flash out of there. Calmy now in a bad place, trying to chase down onto Cop. 5 members of Curse are still up. 1 member of Gigabyte did fall right here, and it looks like that will be the only one to fall. Calmy able to get out of there, but now Curse, no dragon attempt. Gigabyte, are they going to do they wouldn't do a counter dragon here, right?
I don't think they're confident enough. We've seen how cautiously they play. If they go for this now, that'd be a huge risk, just unlike them. So Gigabyte, unfortunately, with Messiah getting caught out there, he hasn't built up tanky enough. Lots of Anivia's Froggen from CLGU, for example, might get something like a Warmogs just because Anivia has such good base spells, and she really needs to not die. That is the big problem she has. Unfortunately, all he has right now is a Catalyst and Chalice of Harmony, so no real tankiness. Got taken out just way too quickly, and the follow-up from was not enough in response. If is still level 5. How long ago did I say if is level 5? That was like 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's been a while. So if not getting the farm he needs or the farm he deserves.
Not even, he's close. So you see the experience. Like he's close, but the fact that they didn't have a Lulu ultimate 13 minutes into the game, that's a huge deal.
If he had ulted Anivia right there, Anivia probably would have lived.
There was a good chance of that. Yeah, like that fight could have been completely different, but it just did not happen.
All right, so she is 6, so we will see a full-on team fight here in the next little bit. All ultimates will be up. All summoner spells, I'm sure, will be up. We will see the perfect 5-on-5 engage here. But what will happen? Whose favor will it be in? What objective will it be over? This dragon has been danced around a little bit. But, I mean, these people just too... You know, these players.
Yeah. These 10 people.
Yeah, none of them have really said, we're doing dragon no matter what, you know? And that's interesting because we've seen the Asian teams, especially Singapore Sentinels, absolutely love the dragon. They will go for a dragon pretty much no matter what. Gigabyte seems to be the opposite. They seem a lot more timid about that dragon fight.
They go for what they think is just a safe opportunity, and unfortunately, like, both teams are doing it. So if you look at the turrets, for example, what happened that first game? Gigabyte pushed like crazy. Chris tried to push in response. Did not work out for them, but you know it was aggressive pushing going on across the map. But no team is actually confident enough right now to have those 2v1s being set up to go for these push strategies, just because the ganking has been aggressive. Both teams have really been down each other's throats, and that means they play cautiously as a response. So the aggression led to just very passive play right now, and like they're both looking for that one opening, that one good impale, that one good wall, just the one thing that will lead them to just a great fight.
And here we go again. Looks like we'll see the Dragon Tango. Same fishes right now. We'll spot that ward taking it out, but Gigabyte is aware. They know exactly what's going on. They know that curse. The flash barely out of range of the Skarner pull, so no flash from Same Fishes right now, so Gigabyte just needs to keep their distance in this next fight that's about to happen. The stun on Westrice. Oh, Messiah just skirting the outs, but the Ruined Prison will ensure the pull onto Messiah, but there's a Lulu ultimate we talked about, but the Hemo Plague will still be enough to take him down, and now Calmi is in the middle of the entire Curse team. The Rockets from Cop trying to finish some people off. Will YJ fall? Will If fall? Looks like they will not. So Curse in another situation where they pick up one member of Gigabyte, but they look very, very low right now. Nijacky's low. Elements has no mana. St. Vicious is about half health with about a quarter mana. So, I mean, but Gigabyte probably can't do anything about this dragon in a 3-on-5.
I think they need to try something right now because they keep getting to these fights. Messiah's just not staying far away enough from Skarner. Like,
Oh, tricky Curse. Gigabyte has no idea. Is this going to be a repeat? They are pinging right now, so they definitely know that something is up. But will they be called out? Will Curse have the ability to catch up to these three members of Gigabyte who are fleeing for their lives right now? No, it looks like the Glitterland slow will be too much across the entire front face of Curse's line to be able to deter that and not make them chase anymore. And see, all 5 members of Curse recalling at the same time. That's a dragon for Gigabyte.
So they lost 2 kills. They will pick up a dragon. I have to say, this is not just a low CS game because both teams have been so close to each other. This is a low experience game. We're at the 16-minute mark. The highest level is 10, and there's, you know, a level 6 Lulu. Well, actually, no, Curse is pretty equal, but, you know, Lulu's falling behind, and people just aren't a high level or high farm in this game because there's been so much roaming.
Yeah, so much roaming, so much dragon pressure, and teams just haven't been able to sit in lane and farm like they wanted. Now Messiah taking one too many turret hits right there. He actually goes all the way to half health. But he's using his Glacial Storm, his ultimate from Anivia, to clear out the creep wave while WX works a little bit on the turret. But Jackie's here, Westrice is here, Elements is here, Gigabyte, WX is actually very, very low on mana, gonna have to recall. And it looks like Curse may want to push in this mid turret. The mid turret for tier 1 for Gigabyte is very, very low. Just a few shots will take it down. Cop all the way back at base. Oh, it's a little bit higher than I thought. It's
414.
It's got a few hundred, no big deal.
It will survive for a little bit, but you know what? That one power cord, for example, took it down about 50 HP. It's still close to death. So unless they can get a really, really good Anivia ult, it's not going to be enough to clear the waves. Actually, they might be going for a dive. No, they do back off first. They're looking for that opening. Once again, both teams, they're playing very cautiously. They just want to see that easy, just clear sign where, you know, we can win a fight. But those opportunities are so rare that unless, you know, it's in their Flash Impale or Flash Rune Prison coming out from Jackie or
Skarner. The engages from that, the Flash Rune Prison, Flash Snare, is so scary. You know, like it's something you always have to think about, something you always have to worry about. And it's so instantaneous. You have to have ridiculous cat-like reflexes
it's almost the point. You have to predict it. You have to be like, all right, they're going to flash now. I need to flash before they do. And it's still 4 minutes between flashes. So if Curse messes up their initiation, they just have to keep waiting.
Westrice, don't get caught again, please.
Oh, they know he's there.
Yeah, they're pretty much aware. They're waiting for it. What is going to happen here? Aurelia farming. They're waiting for Westrice to make his move. When will he strike? Stacking up his Tides of Blood right now to make sure it does maximum damage. Will he strike? YJ and If stalking their prey, being ever so patient. When will it happen? Westrice, what are you going to do here? Calmi, it looks like a free kill. It looks like you do it. The Equilibrium Strike after the transfusion, and the Sanguine Pool will take Calmi low enough to get an Equilibrium Strike stun off, and there's a Sanguine Pool finally from Westrice, but will he go down underneath the turret? It looks like he will. Shut down for Maokai. even though Calmay gets the Blade Surge in there, I guess the Sapperling or something may have finished him off.
Could have been Ignite, and at the same time, though, what is Curse doing in response? They're taking the blue buff. They're at least getting something out of it. Denying Anivia that blue buff is a huge deal. She's incredibly man-dependent, and without it, guess what? She can't spam her spells like crazy. She can't wave clear like crazy.
No, but Gigabyte right now is pinging the enemy jungle blue buff, so it looks like they're going to try to take mid turret and then donate the enemy's blue to Anivia. So that is quite all right with them.
So Messiah pushes, then he goes for the blue buff. Graves just takes a spot and pushes that tower down.
Yeah, trades. They're just going to trade blue buffs right there. If they take it down, actually goes to
Oh,
Lulu.
Oh,
that's
Pix.
so sad.
What were you doing, Pix?
Yeah, Pix, you scoundrel, you rapscallion. Very unfortunate right there. Would have loved to have that blue buff go to Anivia, of course, especially with a new team fight drawing near. A pivotal team fight, I would say, drawing very near for both teams.
I mean, right now, it's only a 400 gold difference. Curse is up 4 kills, but the Dragon, the turrets, all of this is built up so that we are still in this match. We saw this last time when we was only up about 2k. They actually lose quite a bit of CS, with their roaming, with their pushing strategy, but they've been able to make it up through the turrets. It's actually kind of the same case here from Curse. They tried to push quite a bit, lost a lot of CS. No one has good CS yet. Like 135 on Graves at the 20-minute mark is actually low for a carry.
Yeah, most definitely. The average, not the average, the really, really good is roughly 10 CS a minute. We're 20 minutes in the game, so that would say you would like to be near 200 CS, somewhere in that region, 180 to 200 CS. But right now, the 80 carries 125 CS on Corki, 144 on Graves. Anivia, not so high herself, 140 CS, who has excellent wave clear, so it's not hard for her.
Graves and Anivia have low CS. Like, just to put it in perspective, 2 of the best CSers in the game.
Something's wrong here.
And it's because they're trying to find the openings, but neither team is starting those fights. There isn't confidence on either side, and you can see it.
Yeah, they're both very, very timid. They have a lot of trepidation going into those team fights, it seems. But speaking of, let's see if they will aggress onto this Corki down bot. Lulu and Graves sitting that tri-brush. They are not spotted by any wards right now, so Curse is none the wiser. They've got no clue where they are, but will they run into a Skarner in their own jungle? They have vision of it, they know what's going on, but Saintfish is going to clear that ward. No, he passes right on by it. That's always the worst, because when you walk into a brush with a ward, it takes like a half of a second for it to actually show up, so you can walk right through it.
The pink guy is currently sleeping. You have to wake it up.
It blinks for a second and you miss it pretty much. Right now, Jackie pinging the ward, saying Saintfish is a ward here, but will it be a bait? No, Lulu gonna just get on out of there.
Just, ride her staff. It's like, I'm going to go ahead and not die. Lulu, by the way, when she is not using Transmogrify for the movement speed buff on herself, is one of the slowest champions in the game.
Really?
Yep. So when we saw that chase earlier, I actually thought they would catch up to her just because Lulu is so slow.
Well, we'll see what happens right now. Gigabyte has a little bit of a gold difference. Only 100 gold difference, though.
It's just been slowly building up. GP5s, actually, we haven't really looked at them this game. Is there an advantage for Gigabyte?
It looks like, just counting them up, it looks like Curse is going to have 1, 2, 3, 3 ticking right now. They've got 2 on Sona and 1 onto Skarner, while Gigabyte has 2 onto Maokai, 2 onto Lulu, 2 onto Aurelia. That is 6. That is absolutely incredible. That's definitely doing
that is
work
closing
for
the distance. I mean, the gold lead has been shrinking slowly and slowly for Curse. Actually, it wasn't even for a second. A few CS got picked up and they jumped ahead by about 200, but this game has been dead even just because of the passive play. So they played passively, they expected it to happen, and they got the GP5s or GP10s.
Gigabyte knows this dragon is up. They definitely don't want to donate to the Curse. Curse already has a 4-kill lead. They don't know about the goal. That's the thing I kind of hate about being a player, of course. You can see that you're down 4 kills and get sad, but if you knew the goal difference was only 100, I feel like you could play completely differently. Saint Vicious, what is he going to do? He has his flash up.
He's going to get stunned.
He's going to get stunned by the Anivia Q. He has his flash up. Anivia just using really, really good instincts to know he's there. And looks like that ward will finally be spotted by Saint Vicious, and he will take it down with that Oracle's. In the meantime, I like how they saw them taking that ward over there, and they were like, oh, we'll just go take this ward over here. No big deal. We'll trade ward for ward. That is what's happening. These
that ward is bait.
Oh, that is a bait ward if I've ever seen one. Saint Vicious, what are you going to do? When are you going to make your move? No, he's just going to let the ward go down instead. I thought for sure. I mean, Lulu's not the worst target. It's not the worst target. At least it would get rid of her ultimate off the table.
Her ultimate would be a huge issue, and actually, I think getting Lulu would have been actually a great pick just because Transmogrify, when used in front of your entire team, would be a problem.
Yeah, but we may see an engage here from WeGigabyte. The Q from Anivia will stun 2 members of Curse. They're forced to back off that dragon right now. The dragon will almost reset, but WeGigabyte says, hey, no, come to our party instead. They're fighting over the prettiest girl at the dance right now, and that is definitely going to be Dragon. She is looking real, real nice. Curse getting out of there. WeGigabyte, is this their chance? Is this their opportunity to go ahead and take this dragon? There is a ward from Curse in the back of the Baron pit, but will they spot it in time? Do they know they've been spotted? There's the Anivia wall to try to zone out Curse, but will it be enough? Here comes Safe Edge. He does get a smite steal on the dragon, and then the engage onto Messiah. He does follow. He gets a Skarner ultimate, but the rest of his team is focusing Lulu instead. She will fall to the Hemo Plague transfusion from Vladimir, and now he's going to turn his attention to Maokai with the Tides of Blood. A double kill for Vladimir. Will that be a triple kill? No, Skarner picks up the 3rd kill in that fight. Really, really fantastic Dragon Steal and engage from Curse, showing they're down 1 game, but they're not out of this yet.
And you know what? Great play coming out from Curse. Unfortunately, WeGigabyte, they saw Skarner chasing Anivia, and they actually tried to chase him and back him up. And when that happened, you know, Lulu got split off from her team. Graves and Aurelia, like, everyone's split off all of a sudden. And when it's a 3v4, as you know, you're trying to chase down and stop a Skarner from chasing Anivia, that's not going to work. So unfortunately, like, WeGigabyte, they broke down too early to defend Anivia, and it lost that fight.
I mean, we're 25 minutes in. We're entering the 25th minute right now. Curse is up 7 kills. They're up 2k gold. The towers are dead even. Dragons, I believe, are dead even as well. I'm pretty sure we got
1 for 1.
And Curse just picked up that one with a fantastic smite steal from Saint. You know, he's missed his smite a few times so far, but he hits it when it counts. He hits it when it counts, and that's the good thing right there. But WeGigabyte's still in a great position with, it's because of all the GP10s.
The GP10s 100%. Are really doing so much work this game. Only a 2,000 gold difference, which is still pretty noticeable, but not the biggest deal.
Nope. But they may not realize it. That's the thing. They can see, if you tab right now, if you're WeGigabyte and you see you're down 7 kills, that's demoralizing. That hurts, you know, that hits you right in the heart.
That's a big number for kills.
That is. But they're only down like 2k gold. That's it.
Which is, you know,
this game should have been like, if those GP10s weren't on a Wii, this game would be blown wide open by Curse.
This would be a stomp. Curse right now would just be, you know, pushing down the Nexus turrets right now, just saying like, well, you guys didn't have anything. And they're playing passively, but unfortunately, like, they're not really using their team composition. So Anivia, they need to zone out. They need to fight when the flashes are down on Curse. So right now, despite the fact that they're down gold, if Saint Vicious can't reach Messiah, if you know, Jackie can't flash Room Prison somebody, just catch them out of position, that's a great fight coming out for WeGigabyte. But they're not doing that. They're waiting for the flashes for the eggs to pop back up. And in doing so, you know what? They're not going to have a good fight, because Anivia just keeps getting caught out. She is a person being chased down right now by Curse, and it's working.
Yeah, 2 kills on Maokai, 1 on Anivia, and 1 on Aurelia. That is it. Graves, 0-1-0 with nearing 200 CS, while Corky is 2-1-5 with 186 CS. And I mean, the stars so far, if you ask me, look at Vladimir. You know, look at Westrash right now, 5-1-3 with 149 CS, just showing how comfortable he is with this champion.
There is a reason Vladimir has been almost on permanent ban this tournament, one of the most common bans. Baron briefly pressured by Curse. Actually, a Glitter Lance aggroed it, so, you know, he started spitting over at Curse. He's like, well, a great way to get people out of that pit is by getting Baron very angry at them. Yeah, Baron very offensive in that respect, trying to spit on people when they come close. He's just not a very liked person. That's why people like to take him down as soon as possible. Down 7 kills, Wardley, what can they do here to win this game? Do they just need to catch someone out? Do they just need a Quicksilver Sash on Anivia, which she does have a Negatron Cloak. A jungle fight with a wall would be their best bet, I'd say, just because, you know, like, they need to use their team composition. Like, Anivia, if she's not kiting or zoning, she's just doing decent damage, yeah, but why not have someone like Ryze or Orianna who can do a bit more damage? So Anivia, you need to use her utility, and it's just not happening right now on WeGigabyte. Curse does not. They have no idea. They have no idea where each other is. Is Curse gonna pull this off? Will they be able to? YJTM looks like he's gonna get over there and use this, throw a sapling over the wall, trying to find them. Will the face check happen? There's the Shirelia's. There's the catch on Messiah, but the Lulu ultimate will protect her from a lot of the damage. The egg does pop. Will WeGigabyte be able to defend their fallen friend? Will she rise again? No, she goes down, and she will be permanently dead that time. No egg after the egg. Just one egg. Just one single egg. That's all she has. And now Curse. This is going to be Baron for them. And right now, WeGigabyte, they want to do something. They're scared. They know if they get that Baron, they'll do what they did before WeGigabyte did to Curse. Just, you know, chase them down, take out their turrets. But Curse, they're disengaging. They're making sure WeGigabyte is scared to actually fight them. They can still pressure Baron, but it looks like they will just be safe. But, respect the fact that Maokai still has some lineup. They don't want to give away a Baron steal just in case St. Vicious misses it.
Yeah, I mean, Saint stole Dragon, so obviously it's possible.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Gigabyte has steal Baron in response. It's natural order, I believe.
Yeah, I believe it's pretty much 1-for-1. You trade Baron, we trade Dragon. That's pretty much how it works. So Corki right now, he has a Trinity Force. He has the workings of, I would assume, an Infinity Edge, but I very well could be a Last Whisper. I'm not quite sure what is the armor value of the enemy team of We. It doesn't look like it's the highest in the world. You've got the Aegis of the Legion giving a little bit of armor on Maokai for the rest of his team, but no one else really has a lick of armor there. So I would say that Pickaxe would more than likely be built into an Infinity Edge, as the natural order of things usually go for Corki. Trinity Force, Infinity Edge, Bloodthirster, Last Whisper, what have you. Right now, look at the Zanya's Hourglass on Vladimir. He did just get that. Awesome. That's going to make him so much more scary in team fights.
He can Hemo Club, Tides of Blood, Transfusion, use that Zonia's just to make sure he can
do a whole another round
for that another combo. Yeah, the Hemo Plague obviously won't come off again, but he will still have a chance to Sanguine Pool, cast Tides of Blood again, and if he can get 2 rounds of Tides of Blood at max stacks, that is so much pain coming out.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's such a pivotal item for casters who have pretty low cooldowns on high damage spells, because you do a full combo, you do a full rotation of your spells. Zanya's, by the time the 2 to 3 seconds, I believe the Zanya's is up.
2 seconds.
2 seconds. By the time it's up, most of your cooldowns will be back. You'll get a whole nother slew of damage, and the team at that point could be done for, which is gonna be really scary. But Messiah needs to avoid the. It seems like he just needs to avoid the Skarner roll. That's been the biggest thing for Curse to winning these team fights.
He's always been a bit too far forward, just one
tad
step.
bit. Yeah, a tad bit too far forward. But look at this, Elements in the next brush. Will they go? And this actually flashes as soon as he sees the entire team. Yeah, I mean that would have been a dead Sona if that Q from Anivia had landed. But Elements uses quick reactions to go ahead and flash away from that. They are going to use the positioning of We Gigabyte right now against them, actually. They know where they are, so they're just going to go ahead and face check and take this turret in the middle. They're going to take down that turret very, very quickly, followed shortly thereafter by the Tier 3 turret. Or will they back off here? What is Curse going to do? What's their options?
Well, they see Braves up in that top lane. They know they can keep pushing. There's no risk here. Actually, the Impale comes out on the side. No, Quicksilver Sash used immediately to disengage, but they still do a lot of damage to this mid turret.
Yeah, and he, like, that whole Elements flashing thing, he didn't have a Quicksilver Sash. When he just went back, when Anivia just recalled, he finished off the Quicksilver Slash. He had a Negatron cloak before that. So if a fight had happened previously, he wouldn't have had the QSS. Now that he does have the QSS, that could change things. World Elite needs Anivia to do all the damage possible. She keeps getting caught by Skarner, but guess what? Quicksilver Sash should fix that problem post-haste.
So awesome thing right now going on from Curse and We Gigabyte. So Curse, they saw Graves in that top lane. They assumed he recalled just because that's what you would normally do if you think you're about to die and you can't escape. Just recall, get out of there.
They're going to go for Baron.
And yeah, Curse saw that, but then he thought, wait, no, I think he just actually hung around. And now We Gigabyte, they're pressuring Baron.
They need to go. They need to either go or not.
They waited too long.
Exactly. If they were going to do such a bold plan, they needed to just all in. Right now you're down. Yeah, you're down 8 kills. They needed to. That would have been push all your chips in on the table and said, let's do this. I'm losing my house, my pants, and my car, or I'm winning this thing. That's exactly what they could have done, but they did not, and that's really unfortunate for them. So they're going to back off that Baron. Baron's still on the table for both teams. Anivia, she does have her Chalice of Harmony, just built that Quicksilver Sash, Rod of Ages, and a Blasting Wand. She doesn't have that much AP right now, which is kind of unfortunate. She had to build. She built the Rod of Ages, which she, I'm sure, would have built anyway because it is a pretty standard build, like you said, to get a little bit of extra tankiness onto your Anivia, who starts off so squishy. But then she had to go the defensive route. She had to build a Quicksilver Sash just to counter Skarner's ultimate. So that makes her AP ratios and whatnot fall off because she just doesn't have the AP to maximize her damage right now.
I mean, Anivia has one of the best AP ratios in the game with a 1-to-1 on her Q, a 1-to-1 on her E. Just everything she does will hurt quite a bit and scales incredibly well. But I mean, Messiah with his build right now, that QSS is a large rod. He does not have. He's not close to his death cap because he had to build that QSS, and it's going to help him out quite a bit. But at the same time, Messiah, he was out of position for the most part. Like, he was being caught because of good impales from St. Vicious, flashing, like, navigating to him. It was just, he was too far forward, and there'd be, an out of position Anivia.
Yeah, what's going to happen here? There's the Q over the wall. Will actually aggro Baron? Yes, it will, so he'll start spitting on people. as his him MO.
You don't actually take damage from Baron. You just get shamed so much by getting spit on. You just hurt yourself.
Yeah. It puts on a debuff that just makes you cry and say, oh, I can't believe we got spit on by a giant worm. This sucks.
It's gross.
So Lulu building into a Zeke's Herald. I actually saw If build that last game. I believe he may have gotten the Zeke's Herald onto his Sona, which is, I mean, it's not the most common item, but it definitely does a lot of work. Messiah right there taking huge damage from the Tides of Blood transfusion combo of Westrice, just showing exactly, not even just how squishy he is, but how far ahead Vladimir is.
And the Zooks you mentioned before, I think the reason to go for it is because they want WX to do that damage. They want him to be in the front line, be in Graves, dealing DPS, and have that lifesteal, that extra bonus HP. The problem with going for Zeke's is they don't have a Reverie right now, and what is Curse doing? They're using Reverie, they're initiating with Skarner, who's going at like 1,000,000 miles per hour because of both his own Reverie and the movement speed coming from his shield. So he's fast, and right now there's a wall, there is Glitter Lance, but I mean Gigabyte has never been in a position to actually stop that initiation.
Yeah, don't forget the move speed from Sona, of course, when she does that hymn of Celerity.
There's a lot of move speed. I'll actually check the name of that song. The Song of Celerity.
Song of Celerity, that is it. So Skarner is going to be able to chase down and lock down one member of Gigabyte if they do not have fast enough reflexes to flash. But will Gigabyte be able to make a play here? The blue buff for Curse is not up, so Gigabyte not going to be able to steal that. Lulu needs to get in there and check those wards, but will she be caught while she's doing it? No, it looks like she's just going to play very, very passively, very, very defensively, and just get on out of there. Curse, in the meantime, going to take this opportunity to go ahead and push right up the gut, right in that mid lane. St. Vicious proxying that creep wave with his own shield. They will take down this turret with no response from Gigabyte. Will that be inhibitor as well? Is this a fight that Gigabyte wants to have underneath by their own inhibitor, but not with a turret? That could be really, really bad for them. The wave clear from Anivia proving to be a little bit too strong for Curse, and they're going to have to pull out of that one very quick.
And this is what we saw come out from Wii last game. You know, kill a person, or they're out of position, take something. They just keep taking these like little objectives, a bit of HP off the mid turret. Eventually they finish off the mid inhibitor turret because of, they're just putting so much pressure. Messiah actually caught out of position. St. Vicious needs to get the Impale off, but the Quicksilver Sash will stop that. Yeah,
and he's playing around the Quicksilver Sash 100% right now. That is a target he doesn't want to impale. He actually decides to do it anyway, but the Lulu ultimate will keep Messiah alive. Two members of Gigabyte get hit by the Hemo play, but will be enough. This fight is going both ways. No one really falling low enough to die. It's just kind of a heavyweight bout, just blow for blow. No one getting very, very low. Gigabyte does get pretty low, I suppose. But St. Vicious and Westrice and everyone on Curse just too tanky for the non-AP that Anivia doesn't have. It's kind of sad in that respect. Actually missing the stun, but landing the E. And now Curse, St. Vicious actually separated from the entire team, but Westrice flashes over the wall. He gets a Sanguine Pool, slowing a few members of Gigabyte. Will he be able to take down Messiah? Turns around with the spell combo of his own and a double kill. Maokai able to pick up that kill on Vladimir. Now Cop, what is he going to do? Will he be caught by Calmei? Decides a Valkyrie out of the way, but the move speed is great. Will Calmei be able to pressure him, get out? The Transcendent Blaze will deal some damage, healing Calmei up in the meantime. Does he still want to pursue? He's going to go into three members of Curse, getting the Equilibrium Strike down. He falls very quickly though, but Graves, will he be able to clean anything up? Graves does not have his ultimate. He does not have the huge burst that you would see normally. He has his buckshot up, of course, but collateral damage really is the icing on the cake for that combo, and it looks like everyone's going to pull out of this one. Curse losing two members, and Gigabyte only losing one.
And exactly what Gigabyte needs to do with Anivia, actually using the wall, using that kite potential to its max, it's max. St. Vicious separated from his team because of the wall. Westrice did flash in there and try and actually do something, but because the wall kept the rest of Curse from actually getting to him and helping him, when he did go for that chase, there was just too much damage on Anivia. And she only has 184 AP, but right now, for Deathfire Grabs, which should actually be done fairly soon, I believe she does have enough for it right now. And like, they are in a good position to go ahead and start coming back.
Who, Anivia?
Anivia's going for DFG, yeah. Oh wait, no, what's that building to now?
That,
that's a Morello's.
Yeah, no, that is, I don't know, would it be a Morello's? He wants to apply the Grievous Wound, of course.
Codex built into?
Isn't that the recipe for a Athene's Unholy Grail?
Oh.
Chalice Farming.
My
all he
bad.
needs is another Amplifying Tome, I believe.
He's almost there. So he almost has the Athenes, which is actually really effective just because more CDR for the wall, more CDR for a Q, which is great control. And like Anivia's getting there, but they had to use her to her fuller potential. They can win these fights. They just have to use their team comp. But Baron has been started by Curse.
Yeah, DFG is just a blasting wand.
Blasting wand, yeah. I remember the old recipe.
Yeah, it got changed. No big deal there, but there's a Sapperling toss into the Baron pit. We'll spot that Curse was doing it. Looks like they decide to stop. Hammer time. Right now, YJTM, Kalme, and Messiah are all together in their own forest. I mean, it's close. You know, they're down 7 kills. They're only down 2K gold, though, but I think the next big team fight, the next ace, whoever gets it will win this game. Saintfish actually trying to get onto If. Ow, he gets the pull, and right when he gets pulled, he is dead. In the meantime, there's a huge fight breaking out on the back lines of Curse. Kalme absolutely sticking to Jackie, but he is forced away due to the Hemo Plague and absolutely awesome sustained damage of NY Jackie. YJ looks like he's going to fall here as Maokai, the long-range rockets from Cop. Cop now going unstoppable. Curse, this is a Baron for them, and this is potentially not game, but they're definitely going to take Baron and more than likely take an inhibitor as well.
This is the control the game Curse had, in its full potential. The thing is, if out of position, not able to actually get away because of slow move speed. And, this is bad. Actually, Cop going on to Messiah. Can he pick up this kill? The QS is used just for the slow. He does get high damage coming out from Cop. He will pick up Messiah pretty much no question.
Yep.
And like, we get by what happened when they saw If get caught out. So they're like, all right, the rest of Curse is out of position trying to chase him down. We can engage this, but the thing is, they don't have a good hard engage. Maokai's going in there, but he can't actually lock someone down. Messiah, when he has to chase and move forward as a Nivea, it's just not enough control, and she's too slow to really do all that much. Nivea is also an incredibly slow character, just a very unmobile team coming out, or immobile team coming out from Gigabyte.
Yeah, and it looks like Nivea has had that blasting wand for a long time, which is interesting to me because she bought it fairly early and was like, this will probably be built into, a Rabadon's death cap or something. But when she started losing to the Skarner ultimate, that forced her to build a Quicksilver Sash. And then whenever she started needing more CDR for the wall and all of her spells, she built it to an Athene's Unholy Grail. So that blasting wand had a future, but right now that future is being delayed because she has to itemize against Curse. And that always, is a telltale sign of you're on the back foot. You're on the defensive. You can't build the hyper aggression that you really want to. You see Jackie, he's got his build that, of course, Rise always builds. There's really no way to deviate from that. He's got the Rod of Ages, the Frozen Heart, and probably a Void Staff, maybe, or a Rylai's from that Amplifying Tome and Blasting Wand. And then Vladimir, Needlessly Large Rod, Void Staff, Zanya's, Rule of the Ancients. Westrise absolutely dominating this game. Cop, not very far behind. Chain Vest going to build that into a GA, Bloodthirster, Infinity Edge, and a Last Whisper. So he did go, Bloodthirster, Triforce, Last Whisper. So he did turn that Pickaxe into a Last Whisper rather than Infinity Edge.
Look at Gigabyte. They have a QSS on Graves now. Aurelia has a Warmog, so they just need survivability, and, if they don't have enough damage.
And now Saintfish, will he flash onto this? Does he want to pull WX? Like you said, he does have a QSS right now, so that's not the most ideal target. Right now, Saintfish doesn't want to pull Anivia or Graves unless he's absolutely sure his team can follow up. Because if he just pulls them randomly, they're just going to QSS and walk away from that. And that's not what they need. He can't waste an Impale on a not kill. It has to be a guaranteed kill at this point.
I mean, if he flashes in, that's such a long cooldown. That wastes a Baron buff. Like, they just have to wait for that flash to come back off before they get a really good initiate. Baron will be gone by then. It's about halfway through right now. Oh, 1/3 left. And, they're in a good position to push this down. Messiah can use that wall. They can control the map, but, this is hard for them. They just have not had the teamfight presence.
Yeah, and we're entering the 42nd minute, and this is when Rise, this is when Skarner, this is when Vladimir become very, very scary. This is not the point in the game that we wanted to make it to. We would have loved to end this game early with their aggressive push from Graves and Lulu, but right now it's not looking good for them at all. Curse has the advantage in almost every respect. They're up inhibitor, they're up 10 kills, they're up 5K gold now. It is bad for we, but you never know. They could catch someone out. They could get a nice Anivia Q or a wall. A beautiful wall would be exactly what we Gigabyte needs right now.
Saintfish is actually to the side of Wii, just looking for an opening, because he knows he can actually plug in. Their ultimate is used by Westrise. The fight has started. Kalme trying to go onto Saintfish. Westrise in the turret, but does use it Zonius to disengage. A lot of damage coming out onto Wii. I mean, right now they're just pushing down the turret, doing a lot of damage. The rest of the team, we just not have the response. Cop picks up Aurelia. Kalme just jumped into the team, and we could not back him up.
Yeah, it looks like this could be game for Curse. Saintfish does not have his ultimate right now, but still, Cop doing so much work right now. He is on patrol, and he's looking for ne'er-do-wells, and he has found a couple. In fact, he has gotten many, many kills. His arrest list is very, very large. 8, 1, and 5 right now. Not even with the GA yet. It doesn't really matter, though. I mean, he hasn't been focused enough to really go down. Aurelia last fight was really, really aggressive and wanted to take down Westrise. She wanted the bounty. She wanted the huge gold income, but she paid for it with her life and didn't even take down Westrise.
No kills went to we that game or fight. They're down 11 kills. You know, they've been very relevant in terms of gold, in terms of just like a quick look at the numbers. Like they should be okay, but they've just not been getting kills. They have never been able to really build damage. And because of that, well, I mean, they have GP10s, they have QSSs, they don't have hurt. And without that pain, they can't burst down Westrise. They can't actually do much to St. Vicious. And he's able to just kind of walk in there and kill them. Even though they have QSSs, it doesn't matter because he just sits there and spams his Q.
Yeah, right now Gigabyte is on the back foot. They're on the retreat. There's little to nothing they can do to come back in this game except for a beautiful, beautiful engage. But Curse not giving them the opportunity at all. St. Vicious is using his positioning and the fact that he's Skarner like to his absolute advantage. That last time with that tower dive, St. Vicious pushed the mid lane, he pushed the creeps up, and he sat just to the left of the turret near that little tree, that pretty, pretty little tree. And he was like, make a move. You know, I dare you. I will ult you. You will die. You know, it's really, really scary for Gigabyte. They didn't want to engage. They played too passively early game, and it's really not working out for them late game. Curse just too much in the lead. St. Vicious, will he get it? The wall actually, oh, he scoots on right by through the smallest possible space. He wants to pull someone, but he knows that WX does have that Quicksilver Sash. He would have loved to get Aurelia there, but nothing doing. They're going to pull out of that one. They're going to go ahead up top, push this in, wait for the mid and bot lane of Gigabyte to be pushed to their base. And Curse, I mean, it's their game to lose right now.
One inhibitor up is not a lot. You know, so many Super Minions will be applying that pressure. And it's going to be hard for we just to hold this because, you know, a Skarner ultimate, something like that could always happen, but once those Super Minions reach the Nexus turret, guess what? That will start taking a lot of damage.
From 2 lanes.
It will not survive a long time. I mean, there are actually 4 Super Minions spawning every 30 seconds because we're at the point in the game where 2 spawn per wave.
Yeah.
So
and how long will Gigabyte be able to last? Doesn't look like much longer. You know, they're not going to surrender. They're going to stick this out. Maybe. We have seen crazier comebacks before.
There have been some
We have
comebacks,
seen some absolutely crazy comebacks.
It's scary right now for we. Like, what are your options? This is the point of the game where you're just like, maybe we should just surrender and go to the next game. Think about what happened.
No.
I'm going to be honest. They made some mistakes. Their team composition did not really work out in the end. But they should be focusing on the next game right now.
And there's the wall, but St. Vicious will focus on the turn instead. But the twisted advance from Maokai will lock him down. The Lulu ultimate knocking up everyone around him. The Hemo Plague will not take down Maokai. He will fall very, very low, though. And there's the egg from Anivia behind her turret. Curse not able to follow up on that kill with the ultimate onto Aurelia. She falls very quickly. Skarner with a brilliant impale right there. And now Gigabyte, they're going to lose this turret, and their base is getting pushed in very, very hard. See you later, Messiah. You went down to a lot of burst. There's the turret. The inhibitor will fall shortly thereafter. They could even ignore the inhibitor and just go for the end of the game right here, but they're going to be sure, they're going to make absolutely sure that this is a closed casket affair right here. Will they take down Lulu? Not going to Nexus dive just yet, but there's the Nexus turret. There's the Nexus.
There's the early rage quit. Gigabyte's just like, yo, we don't be
yeah,
here.
It is
not even surrendering.
Over. So there you have it. Curse picking up game 2 on to Gigabyte. Still a fantastic game, you know, neither team was like, oh, this team is gonna